After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to Pen Hook and Deals Podcast, episode 161. It is the last day of June, June 30th, 2015, and the time has just flown by.
Just to have a quick visit from Davina.
Yeah, I was just going to say, as you can see, we have a special guest. Davina had wanted to join us because she got a gift in the mail.
Hey, Julie.
No,
Julie. Sorry. I mean, great.
Marie.
Miss Marie, I got this hat from you. You did a great job on this hat. I really like it. It's really cool.
Do you know what kind of hat it is?
It's like one of those slouchy hats.
It's called the sock head.
The sock head. It's really, really cool. I like it.
So she can wear it. You guys saw this in the Autism Awareness
thread. This
thread.
is Heidi's Undead Yarn.
And
in the
Autism Awareness colorway. And it can be worn with the ribbing just like that.
A little bit forward. There you go.
With a huge slouch like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or it can be worn a little bit folded, which is my preferred, I think. A little bit folded, so you have a little bit less of a slouch, but you still have a slouch.
Right. And it's got enough slouch regardless if she wanted to put her hair up, because it's a light hat. If she wanted to wear it out now, she could put her hair up in the back.
But just wanted a quick visit from Davina so she could say thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Miss Marie. I hope to get you something in the mail. And as for you, Mrs. Meyer, I haven't gotten around to doing the thing for you yet, but I will. I hope to.
Okay.
It's okay.
You want to say goodbye to everybody?
Bye.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna put you all on pause. Bye.
We're back.
Hi.
Hi. As we said, it is Monday, June 29th. Actually, it's Tuesday, June 30th. And this is episode 161.
Yeah, I'm actually off on Tuesday for once, which is why we're podcasting
Yes,
today.
we're podcasting today because we had too many things going on for the weekend to make it feasible to podcast on Sunday or Monday. Oh, we had a guest on Monday. That's what we had. We had Karen Fay over here with her daughter, so it was really fun. No.
Wow.
No. Anyway, we had guests on Monday, Karen Fay and her daughters. That was fun. And that's why we're posting today. We will pull for the prize. Posting today? Yes. This is why we're podcasting today. We are going to pull for the prize for the Autism Awareness tomorrow. Okay? Because we want to give everybody...
But you'll see...
It'll close.
You'll see the results on next week's.
Yes. Well, yeah, because we're not closing till today, till the end of the day.
But you will actually have it announced on the podcast, is what I'm saying. It's not like we're going to pull and then...
No, we're just not going to... You'll hear it on the podcast. You have to watch the podcast to see if you win.
Yes.
Okay? But anyway,
sorry, you guys don't get away that easy.
Nope. Have to watch the podcast. Although we do ear burn. We want to welcome all new and returning viewers. We're glad to have you with us. And it's exciting because we've... What? I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico. And that person is, I don't know. Are you 1/3? What's your name?
What the heck did I do?
What's your name?
My name is Talia.
And?
Also known as Franciscan Gypsy on Ravelry and Instagram. And what in the world did I do? Oh, I think I crossed off her before I should have.
Okay, so apparently she's not with us right now. You all saw Davina earlier.
Oops.
And she was very happy to be on. And I'm sorry if this entrance is a little wonky, but I always get a little discombobulated when we have a guest and we have to stop and start again. So we thank you for spending time with us, and we want to welcome the people who have officially joined us. We are at 500 members, which is great, which means we have something in the works that we hope will come to fruition soon for a 500 member giveaway. but we're not going to tell you anything about it just yet.
It's a big dark secret.
It's a surprise.
Deep dark secret.
Yes. Our new members. We have Tree Print, who is Teresa.
Mhm.
Welcome, Teresa. Jay Bolton, 65, who is Jen. Welcome, Jen. Brian Knits, 12, who is Brian. Welcome, Brian. ENRN, who is Anne.
Mhm.
Welcome, Anne. Sunrise 79, who is Lena. Welcome, Lena. Ming Mo, Amy. Welcome, Amy. Diane 0655, who is Diane.
Mhm.
I think it's Siva, who is Siva. Seva?
Seva?
I'm not sure how she pronounces her name. It's very pretty. Welcome, Siva. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't butcher that too much. Quizzy's Creations, who is Susie. Welcome, Susie. She has some really cute things.
I think she might be Susie Q on YouTube.
I think so because she commented on our YouTube.
Yeah.
She's really funny. Dinah Flo, who is, I believe she's Dinah. I forgot to put it down, but I think she's Dinah. She might be Flo. I'm not sure.
Or she could be Dinah Flo.
She could be. Zoe DB, who is Zoe. Welcome, Zoe. So all of you, we're glad to have you with us out in the sunlight, able to play with us and get prizes and all kinds of neat things. If you are still in the shadows, or if you're a new viewer who is kind of just not sure yet, feel free to join. We don't bite. We have a lot of fun.
I bite.
Yes, you do. She is a vampire. But anyway, we'd love to have you with us officially, so you can take part in all the fun stuff. Okay. Autism awareness is done. Well, it will be done.
This is the last day.
It will be done at midnight Eastern Standard Time, although you'll probably get a few hours in because I probably won't close it until tomorrow morning. Because
do you wish me to close it if I happen to remember it?
if you remember, it's no big deal.
Okay.
But not earlier than midnight.
Okay, Tay.
Yeah, Talia might close it, or I'll close it. If she closes it, it'll be midnight. If you want me to close it, so people in California and stuff, I'll close it.
Okay, that works.
So I'll probably close it tomorrow when I get up, probably around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. So you East Coasters will get a couple extra hours. We've had a flurry of activity in there.
Last
so it's
minute.
like, oh my gosh, it's the last minute. So it's really fun to see all the bright colored things that have shown up.
So yeah, try to get whatever you can until we close it.
Right, they don't have to be finished.
Yeah.
Whips have chances as well.
But only
One whip per week per project.
Yes.
Okay, we have 3 co-hosts. Emily, who is Chain of Fools from the Fibertown podcast. Nita Girl, who's Heidi from the Undead Yarn podcast, and she's the one who donated she created the Undead Yarn in the Autism Awareness colorway, and has donated
I believe
profit
she has
to
one
Autism
skein
Speak.
left.
I believe she does. And also Nikki 18229, who's Nicole from Nicolo's World. Those are our co-hosts. If you're members of all those groups, you can dip into all those groups.
And you will see your prizes when they are pulled for next week.
Mm-hmm.
Next week we will also be discussing the cardiac read-along.
Right, but before you get into that, let me give who the prizes are from.
Oh, I thought you weren't going to go through it because they would see it.
No, I'm not going through it. I just want to say who it is.
Oh, okay.
We our donators. I said last week who donated was. So I'm just going to go through their names right now. Anastasia Satel, Ann Brody, who is Silver Shed. Anastasia Satel is Anastasia Knits Designs. Knitting Den, who is Denise from Kickapoo Bags. Yeah, we have an anonymous donor. We have Debbie Jackson. And we have Scano and Heidi donated 2 skeins of yarn, which I said I wasn't going to say, but she did. Emily also donated, and Abby Designs. So we have a lot of donators and a lot of prizes. You have multiple chances to win. 1 prize per person, but yeah, unless we run out of people, but I don't think we will. We have a lot of people. So that's basically it for the Autism Awareness Cal. We will be drawing for it next week. The cardiac read-along
will be discussed.
Will be discussed, but it does start tomorrow.
Yes.
So you have to put up the rules.
Yes, but basically
it's basically the same.
It's actually simpler, I think, in rules and autism awareness. All it has to be is just work on something red.
Right, but do we still have the whips and the?
Still have the whips. Yeah. One whip picture per project per week. And if you finish something, you post that regardless of whether or not you posted the whip earlier in the week.
And we do have co-hosts.
We do have co-hosts. We have, Tanya Marie,
Sampler Girl,
who is the Sampler Girl who is of the Sampler Girl podcast, and we have Kenneth, who is the Turbo Knitter 64 of the Turbo Knitter podcast.
And we do have, who's not an official co-host with us,
But who's very interested.
but who's very interested, is Packing Knits Design. That's Packing Knits from our group. That's Heidi.
Mhm.
And her group, which is Packing Knits Designs, is having their first Cal. It is a cardiac awareness Cal in conjunction, I guess you would say, with ours.
Right, she's not a co-host.
She's not a co-host per se, but she's doing it with us, and we will accept her projects if they meet our criteria, and she will accept ours if they meet the criteria.
Because I don't think she's doing red necessarily.
Yes,
Oh.
I believe she is. But like I said, go and check.
Yeah, because I don't know her rules.
Yes, Cardiac Red Along Cal. She is running the Cal along with ours from July to September, and you can find all the rules and stuff. I didn't want to put them all on the thing here. You can go to her group. We'll put a link to her group, and you can see all the particulars there. But it's pretty similar to our rules.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be prizes. You must be a member of her group if you want to win prizes there. If you want to win prizes here with those projects, you can. They just have to meet our criterion as well. And she's taking pre-orders for her Hearts Aflutter yarn right now, which all the proceeds are going to be going to the Mayo Clinic.
Yeah.
So that's a
Which
really
is,
good
Mayo
cause.
Clinic is very good. I use it as a resource all the time.
Right, it is very good. It is a trusted name.
Yeah,
she
don't use WebMD. WebMD's crap. I have very poor opinion of WebMD.
Yeah, I don't have a very good opinion based on things that happened a couple summers ago. But in any event, she's going to be taking pre-orders for the Hearts Aflutter, which is kind of a red, pinky, white kind of, I think it's a variegated. Heidi can correct us. It's very pretty. If you want to use that and help with that, it can be used in her along. It can use in our along. What else? I think that's about it. I don't know about, I think she said something about her other yarns, but I'm not sure. You have to go check her group. But, feel free to go ahead and, put your stuff in there if it meets her criteria.
Yes.
Okay?
Before we go on to...
before we stop time. Her yarn, her Hearts Aflutter yarn, comes in two bases, two weights, in fingering sock and worsted. Okay, go ahead.
Also, just want to mention, I was down at the hospital for something I needed to do for work, and I got stopped twice by the volunteer people, once by the head of volunteering, and once by the head of something called the Needlers that my hospital does. Basically, they take anything knitter, crochet. Actually, they have a bunch of people who are working together to do a quilt right now. As well.
A sewn quilt?
A sewn quilt as well. Basically, most of what they do is knitting crochet, although they do have a bunch of people doing a sewing quilt right now. The basic message they're asking for baby hats. They are desperate for baby hats. Every baby that's born at my hospital goes home with a baby hat that's made by one of the volunteers. They're especially desperate for boy baby hats, although they will take any baby hat.
And that seems to be an epidemic right now, because I was reading somewhere else where they were looking for baby hats, but specifically for boys. But they will take everything.
They will take everything, and they will also take objects that are not even baby hats. Things that do not need to be used by the patient population will be put in the hospital gift shop, and it'll still be going to the hospital to help patients. So anyone... They will take, it doesn't need to be anyone just in this area, they will take anything from anyone. So if we have leftovers from our table that has the proceeds going to the pregnancy center, the things will most likely be going to the hospital.
Right.
So yeah, if anyone has extra projects that they don't know what to do with, particularly if it's baby hats,
Or
like
baby hats,
baby sweaters, baby anything.
Baby anything, yep.
Actually, they'll take anything.
Yeah.
But they're particularly desperate for baby hats. So I told the head of the Needlers that I mentioned on the podcast here. And I think that leads us into, not really leads us into, but I'm going to make it lead us into what's in your mug. Because I am drinking my purple oolong. This is my first cup of tea today. So I am not awake. Usually I've had a couple cup of tea before our podcast.
Tai tea. Yesterday I had with Karen and Taya, I had my Earl Grey Moonlight, but this time I want chai tea. It feels like stormy and I want chai tea.
I had black rose tea yesterday.
I need a stitch marker.
You lost your stitch marker?
No, it's what I found it.
Okay. So that will lead us into projects. How many projects do you have?
I think I have 5 or 6. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. I have 5 rough drafts.
Okay, I have 1,
5.
2, 3, 4, 5. Hang on, I lost count. I do that. 1, 2.
It's really funny when it happens in projects.
4, 5, 6, 7.
I guess you're going first.
Yes, I guess I am. So, the first one is here. This is the design in progress. It's being worked on. Still haven't heard back from Nitpicks yet, but
Well, they said it might take a while.
they said it might take up to a month, and I didn't feel like waiting for them, so I just got started. So by the time they decide whether or not they're accepting it, I will maybe have something ready a sample ready to send to them. But yes, they do that. But it is definitely in progress, and I am enjoying the designing process.
What's the bag?
It is my Kissing Bunnies bag. It might as well be called my design bag, because that seems to be where my designs live.
One more?
Okay, I can do one more.
You have 7, I only have 5.
I could have an extra on either end. The next one is the All That Glitters, which is the Hitchhiker by Martina Baim. I'm using Expression Fiber Arts Sparkle Sock Fingering in the colorway Joy to the World. And I haven't worked a whole lot on this, but I usually work only a couple rows at a time. My mistake I was making, I had marked off a row that I didn't need to mark off, so next row I'll be starting to make the tooth. Oh, that seems a really kind of... Just muttering to myself. Did I just do that?
Well, you do realize there are people you can talk to besides muttering to yourself, right?
Oh, I already did that. Hey, let me take out that increase. Blink. All better. But
No, I think it's going to take a lot more than that to make you all better.
Okay, I am up a whole lot earlier than I ever
You
am.
went to bed a lot earlier.
I know, but it hurts me. Oh. It's very painful. I can't stand being up at 9 o'clock's way too early for me.
Wow, wow, wow. It is not 9 o'clock right now, by the way.
No, it's
about 1 or something like that.
1-ish. It's painful to get up in daylight. So I just finished a tooth, and I'm going to do another 7 rows before my next tooth. It's growing slowly but surely. It gets love when I feel like giving it love.
Very pretty.
So this will be probably on my needles for a long time, which is cool. I'm okay with that.
Yawny person. Rude
I am
child.
up way too early. I don't get up this early.
And what bag is
hardly
that
ever. This is in my Birds on Wire bag.
Toverbird?
Yes.
Okay.
Zooey.
Okay. Let's see what my first one is. I have stopped pretending that I'm going to work on my blanket during the summer because I'm not. So the what's in the square blanket is on hiatus for the moment. I will pick it up when it starts getting cooler. Right
You
now,
drop it.
it's just too hot. So my first thing is PG and the Whimsical Turtle from the Timmy the Timid Turtle pattern by Talia. Franciscan Gypsy.
Oh,
Yeah, because you don't
alliteration. Timmy the Timid Turtles by Talia.
It's in my Silver Shed extra large, double extra large Teenage Mutant Ninja.
I love
bag.
seeing the patterns pop up on Instagram. I know that Nicole tagged me when she was working on her turtle, and
Which
then
Nicole?
and Blakemore. And so did Jenny when she started hers.
Jenny who?
On Instagram, she's something about Hoovian, and then it's the one who's of the crochet.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so this I haven't heard from her in a while. I hope she's okay. Jenny, if you're okay,
and that's hooked.
Naughty Hooker.
Naughty Hooker.
Naughty Hooker. If you're all right, just pop in and say hi.
You're making me write
My
everything.
head for my turtle, which you
head.
saw before. Apparently, he only had two eyes.
Grand turtle.
And this, yes, Grand Turtle. Karen says these are Grand Turtles. Karen Faye. And so you can see I made some progress on the bottom here. There is a reason I haven't made more progress on some of these things, and you'll see that later. But I love working with chroma yarn, and I love working with the knit picks that goes with it. It makes me happy. But it didn't get.
And by knit picks that goes with it, you mean the Brava, because
yes, I do
chroma is knit picks.
Yes, it is. It is knit picks. Okay, that is that.
Okay. I need an infusion of energy.
Give me some B12.
Okay. So, I guess I'll talk about my. Wait, did I talk about my turtle? No, I didn't. I'll talk about my turtle. I am very tired. Daytime does not agree with me.
This was for Allison. She was missing the tired Talia.
Yes.
Allison Rosebloom.
It's your turn, right?
Yeah, I was going to. I just had to finish my stitch.
Here's another grand turtle.
It's not a green turtle.
Grand.
Oh, okay. Well, it said green.
And this is Chance. Another one of my turtle patterns. Timmy the Timid Turtle. I'm using Knit Picks Brava worsted in the orange colorway. And for the shell, I am using Knit Picks Chroma worsted in the colorway Carnival, and the bottom part of the shell is red. And I don't know why I'm frizzing a little bit. I think it's the weather coming in. Anyway. So, I finished the main part of the shell with the chroma, and I'm now on the red underbelly. And I'm starting my decreases. So, there is a light at the end of the turtle tunnel.
There are no lights. No lights at the end of the turtle tunnel. It goes on forever.
No.
So cute.
He looks like a deflated turtle. So I look forward to having this one because I want my pillow turtle for my reading buddy.
And somebody contacted me, you know who you are, regarding Sammy. Mm-hmm. I will get back to you. I just haven't had a chance. I've been trying to whittle down my things. You know who you are. I will try to get back to you in the next couple of days. I think we can talk. Mm-hmm. Okay? All right. And so she knows what I mean.
And this is all for the turtle.
Turtle, yes. Okay, my next one is in my Ploverbird medium size owl bag. I need to thank Polly, 81, Polly, who put a YouTube video about how to fix holes in your knitting. Well, how to hide mistakes and fix holes and things. I watched it once already. It's very helpful. I haven't used it yet. I want to wait till I finish so I don't pull things all over the place. But I think I can do that. So, thank you, Polly.
It was called Duplicate Stitch, wasn't it?
I think it was called Duplicate Stitch, yes. Thank you very much for that, Polly. Kay, how long does it take to do an inch of knitting? Seriously.
It gets
lady?
sucked into the black hole of knitting.
I think that you do something to the yarn with your pattern when it says you have 1 inch to go. It's like, wow. It's just taking... I know what it is. I wanted to get to the point where I can do the rest of the garter. I'm enjoying it, but I want it to be finished so I can have it to wear for the fall. And it's really... I love this pattern. I really do. And I'm pulling Kay's leg because she's such a sweetheart. But it just seems like the last inch or so goes on and on and on. But that's okay, because I don't mind knitting this. I do like it a lot. And as I've said on multiple podcasts, Kay and Tanya both have been very instrumental in me wanting to knit, as opposed to just crocheting and dabbling. So I will pick up her newest shawl pattern, Kay's, because I think I can do that along with, before I do the Messalina. Mm-hmm. You know. So yeah, I think I maybe maybe if the Inch of Doom ever gives up, I will have this done next week. Maybe. We'll see. But I am enjoying it. It's not been a problematic. There are mistakes in it, but that's okay. I'm still learning, and that's all right. As I've said before, if it was a gift, I would fix it. But it's just for me, and it's just a learning experience, and I am having so much fun with it. Okay.
Okay, so next is me.
Me.
So in my Silver Shed Cats in the News bag.
Mimi.
What is your major malfunction? It's okay.
Oh no. Oh no. I like
Okay.
Baymax. In case you haven't noticed, I like Baymax.
Most people aren't going to know what you're talking about.
Most people who have kids will. Big Hero 6, Baymax.
So, I worked a little bit on my my Scarlet Huntsman, which is the cloaked hood hoodie pattern by Shiba Guys. That is Shannon Mullet-Bowlesby.
And that's from this book, the
Yes.
Designer Crochet book, and his new book. And it looks like, when it is finished, it looks like...
And I'm actually using the exact yarn, including the color, from the pattern, which is very rare for me. But hook down,
Pug or pug?
hook down.
Pug.
What does that have to do with a pug?
You said pug down.
I said hook down.
Pug.
And I had to design a pug.
Uh-huh. She finally got it. Dan, the force did not work. I had to out and out hint on the podcast for her to get it.
I had to add that to the list.
Mhm.
After the 20 million other things on the
No,
list.
before the 20 million other things on the list.
Anywho, this, I actually ended up putting a stitch marker so you could see how much I work, because this thing doesn't grow very quickly because it's finger and weight yarn with a small hook.
Right.
So I wanted to show that I did actually work on this, because I can't work on it very much
And it's a
because
nice
it hurts my
pattern.
wrist.
It's
Yes,
a nice
it is.
pattern.
And I'm gonna like the size of this ribbing, because you turn it on its side.
Shannon makes a really nice pattern.
I mean, look at that ribbing. I love a nice thick ribbing, and that's
Yeah.
gonna be nice.
Oh, that's
and thick.
nice, yeah.
So
I like ribbing. It's just very flattering.
So it's just gonna take a little while because it's finger and weight yarn, but it's making its way. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and move my stitch marker so that way for next time I will know.
Right.
Hopefully, I won't be confused when I see a stitch marker there. I'm like, what happened there?
We'll just put it one below.
Yeah,
Or right in front of your hook. You know where your hook is.
No, I'll put it one below. I think it's a good idea because I'm in the middle of this row anyway.
Oh, you messed me up.
I didn't mess you up.
Yes, you did. Okay, good.
Okay, so that got some love, and this yarn was free, which is always my favorite price.
Gotta love yarn support.
Yes, we got yarn support from Shannon / Knitpicks. Well, I got from Knitpicks, you got from
Cascade.
So, got a little work on this, and I will enjoy it when I have it. It's just going to take forever because I can't work on it for any extended period of time. So you'll be seeing this project for a while. Bonjour.
Oh, I need to get my little glove out so I can work on this without hurting my wrist. I'll do that in a second. Okay. All right, my next project is, funny enough.
Oh, you're actually going in order. I beep bop around.
Well, I do too, but I don't have. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Mine is the Beginner Cardi by Shannon Mullet-Bowlesby, again out of this wonderful book. Papers down. Cards. And it's this one right here.
She is not using that color.
No, I'm not, but I'm using the yarn because I got yarn support.
Yes.
And I like yarn support. It is in my... Did I get the wrong bag?
Oh.
Oh, here it is. I don't know why I took the other one. I must have been doing work. Okay, in my Silver Shed Extra Large Star Wars Symbols bag. And I marked my rows.
Although I'm quite certain you got more done than me.
Yeah. You can see where I was last
You're
time.
like, yeah, I did actually.
Well, I did. I worked on it more than you did. So you can see where I was. Where
And her rows are longer too.
So
So she did significantly more work than me.
But my yarn
because
is
she's a more awesome tester, more awesome person than I am.
my yarn is also a little bit bigger. I've got a sport weight as opposed to a fingering, but you can see that it has grown quite a bit, and I'm enjoying it. I just have to be very careful. What I ended up doing with Shannon's last pattern, because I kept losing count, was I just went by my measurements until I got to the to the place where you have to do the arms. But we'll have to see if that'll be workable for this here. I'm keeping track. It's hard. I have to ask if anybody can tell me how to count a stitch that's not a straight single or double crochet. This is kind of a little, I don't want to say what the stitch is exactly because it'll give away part of the pattern, but you have one stitch and then you have another stitch.
Well, show them. Are you? Am I on the right side?
The right side is where this is. Okay. So you
let
let
it focus. Focus. There we go.
So how do you count that kind of a stitch? It's like a little square is what ends up being. The two stitches make kind of a little square. So when I count the rows, I don't know how to count the rows. And
it's just really hard to figure out.
It's very hard to count the rows.
It's almost like you count the squares. How many stitches are in a square?
Yeah.
Is it how many? Is that one row in the square?
Well, see, because I've got a foundation single crochet.
Because it almost looks like it's tall enough to be one.
Well, the one on the bottom is a foundation single crochet, and then you go. I think I have 19 here, and I'd have to check my pattern to make sure.
I think you could count the squares, Mom. You'd have to look really close.
Well, I think it's risen, decrease. You know, you've got a puffed out, and then you have a.
You almost puffed my face.
Yes, and then you have one that's kind of pushed in. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. If anybody knows how to do that kind of counting, I get confused, and you're making me confused. So stop. Talia, Alicia, don't make me hurt you. I'll put you in timeout. In Natalie's corner.
Can I nap in timeout?
Not top the podcast.
You see, Margie Beth, she won't let me nap.
She can nap in timeout after she's done what she's supposed to do. So Larry understands.
Margie Beth, she's mean.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's that. Okay, I like the pattern a lot.
And for people who are curious, what I am doing when I am reaching across and writing, because she's not doing what she's supposed to do, I'm writing down people's names so I know to earbird them in the show notes.
No, she's doing it because she wants to put them on a list that she can cross it out twice.
I think you only crossed it out once.
I don't know. Yeah, I might have.
Guys, people like Quiet Man.
I think you're probably right.
When Victor McLaughlin puts people on his list in his black book, does he cross them out once or twice? Well, I know that's completely random, but a bunch of people commented on Instagram when I posted a picture of us watching Quiet Man.
Yeah, I like Quiet Man. It's a good movie.
I think he only crossed them out once.
I think he only did.
But
wouldn't make sense to have to cross them out twice.
But anyway. Are you done with yours?
With that one, yeah.
Okay. So next, is in my nurse bag. I changed out what bag this project was in because I want to make it easier to carry with me. And she has changed the snaps since I got...
Who's she?
Silver Shed has changed the snaps since I got the frogs bag. But the snap broke on my frog bag. I think it was just me being rough with my bags. So I'm very rough with my bags. But it made it so I can't carry it the way I'm used to carrying it, like a purse. So, in order for me to bring this with me for like my lunch break at work, if I had a chance, this past work stretch was really busy. I didn't really get much of a chance to knit. But, I moved my horse blanket shawl to this bag. It barely fits. Because this is her X large instead of her 2X large. And this is just a big shawl. But it still fits. It's just not as much room as I'm used to from using the 2X bag. And
her bags are really good.
Yes, they are. This bag has gotten a lot of love. This bag has gotten a lot of love, but so has the project within the bag. I I have officially changed the project's name to the Horse Blanket Shawl. I took out the nighttime reading shawl. Everyone knows it as the Horse Blanket Shawl. I refer to it as the Horse Blanket Shawl. Just accept the inevitable and just call it the Horse Blanket Shawl. So, am I in the middle of the row of the Horse Blanket Shawl?
Of course you are.
Of course I am, but I'm almost at the end of the row, so I will be interesting while I am knitting to the end of the row. This thing itches even through my my skirts. But I am hoping that magically, upon washing and conditioning it, it will become as soft as cashmere. Because while I'm dreaming, I might as well dream big. This has a combination of mohair and wool. And I got it in a Craftsy sweater kit, and I decided to make the shawl instead of the sweater. The shawl pattern is a really nice one. It is called sorry, Gaskell, and it's by Sarah Jordan. I actually found the designer through when we were doing the yarn box.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She had one of the patterns,
The first one we did.
the first yarn box, because it was Sarah Jordan and Sarah Jane.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Jane did the crochet patterns.
The first one we did together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Sarah Jordan did the knitted pattern. So I searched out. I actually got this on sale, I think, when they gave a coupon to the designer,
Right.
and I got this shawl.
Not to the designer, for the designer.
for the designer. And you can use it on either designer or both. I think.
They had their own coupons.
Yeah, they had their own coupons. So I went to Sarah Jordan and picked up this shawl pattern. I still haven't used my yarn box yarn or used the patterns that were sent to me, but I did use this pattern.
I used the coupon for Sarah Jane.
So if nothing else, I got Craftsy yarn paid itself out with this, and so has my yarn box, because I will wear this shawl lovingly, even if it does itch the heck out of me. I really, really want this to magically become unitchy, even though I know it won't. But I'm using US 6 needles, and I started this for the Undead Yarn Shawl Cowl earlier in the year. Obviously, I did not finish this.
I thought you did. Well, that's pretty.
So, let me mark off this row. Someone was asking what the notebook is for. I know I've mentioned in the past, but let me just show. I don't want to do it with this one because this one's has a little more detail than some of them. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put this back in my other bag.
I left mine in my bag. I should be using it, but we both use notebooks. She uses it a little more than I do, but
yeah, this belongs in my Kitties in the News bag, but this is as good an example as any. So, this is for my crochet pattern, my crochet project that I'm working for Shannon. It doesn't have any details of the pattern. Basically, I write down the row numbers, and I cross it out as I go along.
when you remember.
Right, sometimes I forget, but usually I remember. And this way, I know exactly where I'm at in pattern. Now, say, for my toy, my turtle, I will have more details. Like, I'll have, now it's all crossed out, but if I have a straightaway section, I'll have a bracket like that, so I know it's all the same. And then I'll have here, there was a section back post double crochet. It's my own pattern, so I can give that away as much as I want. There's a back post double crochet section of like 2 rows. So I bracketed that and wrote back post double crochet next to it. And then I have here, oh well, I changed colors here, and I bracketed that because I was just straight away. And then I go ahead, because I think I increased along this area, and I just marked the row numbers. Sometimes I will write in parentheses next to the row numbers the number of stitches, so that if I wanted to count it. And then I'll have little details like, oh, stuff here. So it makes it so I don't have to be constantly looking at my pattern if I've memorized, for the most part, what the pattern is. So someone was asking for details on that. This is what my little notebook is for. And I have this in every single one of my project bags. Anyway, the little thing that's different for this pattern, this is a paid for pattern, but there is a section where there's short rows, so I'll have the count at the end, and then right side, wrong side, because for each one stitch increase for a little while, there are 4 rows, 2 of which are short rows. So it just is how my brain works. I am definitely in decrease land. One side is, you're not going to be able to see all this. One side is completely finished. Turtle down.
It's getting away. It's running and hiding.
It can't run. It has no legs.
It's slithering away from the
it's sliding.
nasty, horrible, rough shawl.
But I want to show in particular the bottom, because Mom's not going to help me.
Well, you didn't ask for my help.
You see, the shawl is, there's a point, and it's making its way up again. It's okay. Too little, too late. Ah! Protection! No one wants to touch the horse blanket.
Nice horse blanket. Itchy horse blanket.
So, it is, was hoping to have it done by this podcast, but then I looked at it, I was like, oh, there's no way. As much as so, there's a light-ish at the end of the tunnel. I can see a glimmer, but then it winks in and out, so it's mocking me.
There are no lights.
I really can't wait to have this done, because I really want this shawl, but it's a nice mindless project. The garter stitch is nice and smushy. And actually, I'm going to keep this nearby in case I decide to change and work on that.
It's that hot.
Yeah, I'm actually not wearing my sweater this episode.
Okay.
Which is a little unusual for me. Your turn.
Okay. My next one is one I cannot show you in my Knitting's My Bag.
But you could say what it is, because...
Yes, I can. I will, when I get to that point. In my Autism Awareness bag by Knitting's My Bag, this is her large sweater bag by Lois. It's my Rascal.
I want to look at it.
My Rascal the Platypus.
Hi, Rascal.
Yeah. I made a lot of progress on Rascal. Not quite ready to start stuffing yet, but getting there. I'm enjoying him a lot. He's fun. Franciscan Gypsy Designs test.
I know one of my testers in one of the other groups said she finished it in 12 hours. But she was booking it. Yeah. She was really booking it on it.
So it seems.
And hers turned out really super cute.
I bet it did.
But yeah, Rascal, well, that's hers. He's looking really good, and that is the Mike the Platypus pattern.
I always forget that because I always just call him Rascal.
The pattern is due to be released on August 4th.
Yes, Valeria, that's the next time Christmas stops at our house.
Yes, because that's my dad's birthday.
We already hit Davina's. We already hit ours. The next holiday of Christmas proportions is my husband's birthday.
I guess we'll have to put up the tree on his birthday since we forgot it this
time around. If you're wondering about the tree, it's in the last podcast thread under response to Valeria.
Yeah, we have a little tree.
Yeah.
Oh, you posted a picture of the...
I didn't post a picture because I can't find the tree right now. But, yeah. I posted pictures in the past, I think.
So, yes. My turn, I guess.
Mm-hmm. You were saying something, though.
I can't remember what I was saying. Must not have been very important.
Must not have been.
Oh, hey, Bastion. Get up there, buddy. Anyway, next stay.
Stay? Next stay?
Next one. Alice and I worked on it. This is in the Creepy Llamas. But look at that cute little face.
Creepy llama.
This is a Ploverbird bag. And this is a Fisherman's Cardigan, which is a Sarah pattern by Jennifer Hagen. And I'm using Barocco Comfort Chunky in the Barley colorway. I am about 1.5 inches, 2 inches from the point that I'll need to start thinking about working the fronts. So what they had me do, and it's kind of obvious, so I'm not giving away too much. They had me put on hold the stitches for the fronts and work on the back. So right now I'm only doing back stitches. Then I will end up picking up the fronts and I guess doing the fronts and leaving holes for the sleeves. I will find out when I get there. But I don't typically read my patterns ahead of time, just enough to make sure that I'm not doing a sweater in pieces, because I do not enjoy making sweaters in pieces. I have done so in the past. It is not my preference.
Mine either.
But, oh my gosh, I love this pattern so much. Look at the beautifulness.
I put in my order, Valeria, for a red one.
Her order has been denied.
Yes, I'll have to resubmit in 30 days.
Oh,
Maybe I should have you resubmit it for me.
good. I ignore Valeria just as well.
I'll have Margie Beth do it. You seem to listen to her.
So, very happy. I cannot wait to have this sweater. It's super soft. This yarn,
really is. It's warm.
I would consider using this yarn again. I was a little doubtful about it when I picked it up because I thought, and it can be a little splitty, but it's very soft when you work it up. So it makes it a very enjoyable product. So I am quite happy with it. I would use it for a cabled sweater again.
I think it would be nice for a shawl.
I think you're right. Or for a cabled baby blanket.
Oh, yeah. Maybe my solace that I keep saying I want to do.
Very lovely. I'm very happy with this. I did have to, for those of you who are not familiar with this pattern, it does come with a chart, but the way the chart was, or no, I don't think it was charted. Either the way the chart was written was confusing, or it wasn't charted. So I went online and found a program that charted it in a way where I could still highlight my chart. And I wish I could show you how I highlight my chart, but this is not a free pattern. But basically what I do is, okay, when you chart something, okay, when you chart a cable, alright, it's usually, this is a very ugly way of drawing it, but oh well. It usually looks something like that. And that's a cable front. We'll say that's a cable to front. So what I do is I highlight whatever is in front, like with a yellow highlighter, green highlighter, something like that. So, like that. So I can tell at a glance what the stitch is. And I always say, like, oh, the first two stitches, or the stitches on the right side are like yellow, and the stitches on the back side are like green. So I can always tell if I'm supposed to cross over or go behind. So if I'm doing a cable to back instead, that would look like this, approximately. Again, not the best drawing. I'm doing cable to back instead, where it's going the other direction. I would highlight the back one like that, so that way I'd know at a glance that the stitch that I previously did front, the stitches on the right side are going behind instead of in front. So I always highlight the ones on a certain side a certain color. I don't know if that makes sense, but that really is what works for me. It makes reading cable charts a whole lot easier. One of the few things I picked up from that cabling class. Yeah. Everything else didn't really work for me. I don't do well in knitting classes because I get bored. I just want to read the pattern and go. But that was one of the few things that was very useful to me. And I don't know if I said that in a way that's coherent to y'all, but loving this. cables were my first love, insofar as like complicated things. I'm not a lacy girl. So that is a very long exposition on this project.
Exposition?
Exposition.
Not explanation?
No, it's exposition.
Mm-hmm. I think you know what that word means.
It does not mean what you that word. I don't believe that word means what you think it means.
Princess Bride.
You are torn.
Torn. What did I turn? Let me finish this.
Turning,
count.
turning.
I have to finish this one stitch.
Wee, flying llamas.
Okay.
Ah.
There we go.
So
Okay.
was this counted in your count?
What?
This project you are currently
No,
doing?
I'm just playing with it. I don't know if it's even. It might have to be pulled out. Okay, my
Well,
next
how
one.
about you be nice and show everyone what you're playing with?
Why?
Because they're curious.
But it's not anything.
Inquiring minds want to know.
I was supposed to do a hat pattern that I picked up a free pattern and I looked at it and they didn't specify what hook to start with, so I just said, okay, I'm just going to play. And that's what I'm doing. I'm playing. So let's make it torn out and redone. So that's the beginning of the hat.
It looks like a doily.
It does look like a doily. So that's what it is. Nothing much to see. I'm using an F hook and sport weight yarn. It is vintage discontinued Luster Sheen, which is Coats and Clark Red Heart. I had a heck of a time finding out what the weight of this was because they changed it several times. I mean, they changed the look at the package and how much is in it. So it is a sport weight though, and that's what I'm doing with that. Go ahead.
Okay. How many do you have left?
One.
Oh, I have one too as well. So.
I like this color.
Hiss. Okay. So this did not, exist. Actually, we should probably talk about one of the stash enhancements before we go into these next two projects.
Mine is a mustache enhancement.
But it has to do with the patrons.
Oh, okay.
So, Mom's been wanting. Okay, she's been whining about
Not
not being.
whining.
She's been whining about not being a Bakery Bears patron for a while. She's really wanted to, and she whined.
I never whine.
She whined. Anyway, she whined without whining. It was just kind of like. Anytime she heard something about the patron, she was like. It was really kind of pathetic. And
I wanted to play.
She wanted to play, but she didn't really feel like she could play. And if I played and she didn't play, it would have been more the.
Not in fact.
I got Mom patronage and I got myself patronage.
And I'm enjoying it immensely.
For Bakery Bears. She really wants to take advantage of the tutorials that Kay is putting out.
Kay is fantastic.
Kay is really a huge impetus for Mom to want to get more into knitting. For me, I don't necessarily need the tutorials as much, but
it's all Dan.
Dan's history stuff
I love that too.
is right up my alley. So we kind of went out for different reasons, but we're both doing the patrons now, and we both want to take part in the favorite color along that they're doing just for their patrons only. And if you want more information about their patrons program,
it's on
go
the
check
site.
out the Bakery Bears.
It's well worth it if
Yes,
you can do
it
it.
So that being said, that was not meant to be an advertisement, but it had something to do with this. In my TARDIS Ploverbird bag, which seems to be bigger on the inside.
It's bigger on the inside.
This is. I've been basically looking for an excuse to start this anyway. It's also for the read along, because my favorite color is red. Does anyone doubt this? I didn't think so. I doubted it. This is Corazon. And it is the Yowza Way at Shawl 3 by Susan B. Anderson.
And this is where she whined.
A little bit.
Yes. No, a lot bit.
She wanted to make the same shawl with the same color.
You can't make the same shawl with the same color.
At least I didn't go. At least I didn't do. At least I didn't do. I can't do the hopping when I'm laughing. I can't help it. You're making me laugh. So I bribed her.
I gave it to you out of my own free will.
Yes, she did, but I bribed her.
Not in fact.
She felt guilty.
Yes.
Because I gave her something and I got the extra skein, so there's no way she can make it with the same color. I'm going to make this an extra large Yowza Waist shawl, which kind of goes against the whole reason why they made the Yowza Waist shawl, to make it one skein. I'm doing it with two skeins because I want a bigger shawl. So I started this on Sunday.
Whenever I started my thingy, yeah, I think so.
I think I started this Sunday.
You started on Father's Day? No, Father's Day was last week, was it? No.
Yes, it was. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
It was your anniversary.
Yeah.
So.
Might have started Saturday.
No, because I didn't have the yarn yet.
Because I started it while you were sleeping.
Maybe I did start Saturday. I started it on a day. During the weekend. It's in my project page. So I'm using Miss Bow's Yowza What a Skein in the colorway Gotta Love Me. And like I said, I'm doing it for the Bakery Bears here at Color Cal and for the Cardiac Ride Along. It was just an extra excuse to start it early. And it runs for about the same period of time. I think theirs stops a little earlier than ours.
Well, yeah, it's
but theirs started a little earlier than ours, so.
Yeah, it started the 21st.
There it goes. This gets quite a bit of love because it is quite mindless. I mean, I don't even have to mark off rows, which is really weird for me because usually my notebook's always out. It doesn't have to be out for this project. That is all for me.
Okay, I have one more, and I might as well show you the stash enhancement first. That's not what I'm working my project in, but I'll show you the yarn that I got. I got several skeins of this, actually, from her. I think I got a better deal in some respects.
This is deep stash of mine.
Isn't that gorgeous? Now, is this my color? My color? Yes. This is Wild Hair.
A local dyer.
Local dyer. And
she goes to our church and everything.
She goes to our church. She does Maryland Sheep and Wool. She does Shenandoah. So if you're interested and you're going to go to any of those places, she'll be there usually.
She usually does our church
she does
festival
as well,
too.
Yeah. This is called Died and Gone to Heaven.
I picked that up for a steeked shawl. Steeked sweater.
I don't know what this will be yet, but I love this.
It was a sweater's worth of fingering weight yarn. I just looked at it. I was like, I'm never gonna make this. I hate working fingering weight yarn.
So she gave me, I think, 6 of these or
there's like
7?
6, maybe 8 skeins. I can't remember.
Like this has
it's deep stash.
There's 400 yards, so she probably gave me 5 or 6 of them. I don't think you gave me more than 6.
I can't remember.
Maybe you gave me 7. I don't know. I have them all over there, so I don't know. I can't see some of those too. But anyway, my last project was
not in that yarn.
Not in that yarn. This is also from Stash from Shenandoah Festival last year. The bag is a Plover Bird large sweater bag in my tea. I love this bag. Not my colors at all, but I love this bag. Except for the purpley pinky kind of. This is a new project. It is knitted. I cast it on without Talia's help, and I
know she did very well.
Oh, this is not the right bag.
Did you bring it? Is it behind you?
Yes, it is.
What do you have in that bag?
Something I did not work on.
Oh, okay.
This is my Hopes and Dreams project from the Just Knit It pattern, and this pattern came to my attention via
the packing
Pattern Whisper.
Oh, okay.
Pattern Whisper. She says, hey, you have something on your wish list that is free. And I went back and I thought, oh yeah, I put things on there knit. I'm like, yeah, I might do them maybe.
But she's been having an urge to knit more, particularly because of Kay.
Because of Kay. This is a one-off, or in my case, a two-off gourmet stash yarn. She made a mistake in something that she was doing. She made a mistake. I'll tell you, if I made a mistake like this...
I think it was supposed to be an Outlander colorway.
Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, it's absolutely... I think it was a mermaid or something that went wrong or something.
Oh, I thought it was an Outlander.
I don't know, but it's beautiful. And this is how it's knitting up.
Did she call it anything?
And it's not doing it justice.
Oh, it's not doing it.
You can't see the green in it. You can see the blues are coming up really well, but you can't see the greens.
There are little bits.
And it's called the Just Knit It pattern by Susan Ashcroft. And I did check to see if she was British, but she's
Yeah,
not. She's
and my
Belgian.
designer's not British either.
So, but this is for the Dan and Kay, for the
Dan and
patrons,
Kay?
Dan and Kay. Bakery Bear's patrons.
Because this is Mom's
Color.
color.
These are my colors, blue and green. So, I'm enjoying this. Like, it's going so slowly because it's fingering weight yarn, or sock weight yarn. But I'm enjoying it. The needles, Kay, these are size 3s.
Oh, size 3s.
I'm happy. I did good.
No, she did a very good job. I woke up and she'd already cast on.
I did knitting front and back all by myself.
Mhm.
I cast on all by myself. I'm happy. It's garter stitch, but that's okay. I'm moving along. And my knitting for my
Hey,
bag.
have you noticed how many garter stitch patterns I have going right now?
I know. I think this is called I think this artist is Sarah. I always call it my Monet bag, but anyway, that's what that is, and that's my last
Well,
one.
we talked about Bakery Bear's patronage already. So it was not my anniversary, but
Oh, we're doing that now?
I guess so.
I have FOs.
Oh, we'll go into your FO after this then.
Okay. I'll show.
Because we kind of already
Oh.
got into. Isn't Hawkeye over here? Did he fall? Because I saw him here.
I love Hawkeye.
Should he join? I'm almost tempted to make him join Nightwing in the car, but Nightwing
He will
might
not
sulk.
be happy. I've got Hawkeye.
For those of you who don't know, my car is called Nightwing. And that's the first Robin when he grew up.
Yeah.
The protege of Batman. And he sits on my dashboard. Well, when
Well,
he
he
decides
lays.
to stand, he stands on my dashboard, but when it gets too hot or too cold, he falls backwards. So we're
exhausted.
constantly fixing him to sit him up again.
Stand him up. He
Stand
didn't
him up
sit.
again. And then he stands up better when she does it.
It's the mom thing.
He never, his mom died when he was young, so maybe that had something to do with it. But anyway, I wonder if he'd behave himself if I put Bruce next to him.
Bruce will probably fall down too.
Yeah, probably. Dick's head's getting kind of soft from sitting in the sun so much. But
Batman would say for other reasons.
yes, so, and then Mom has Hawkeye.
I have Hawkeye. My husband saw this and said, "Look, there's one of the Avengers." I said, "Hawkeye!" So,
Yeah, Mom likes Hawkeye.
yeah, I like Hawkeye. So, I have a thing for archers.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the back. They have vision, but they don't have Black Widow. Because I would have totally gotten Black Widow.
Mm.
You can't really see all the different little guys. But yes.
This fun little random stash enhancement.
Okay. So we'll go back to stash enhancements later, because I do have
FOs.
finished objects. I have 2 of them. My first one is my Autism Awareness Stylish Shawl project from the Susan Hilger pattern. And it's called the Shawl Shawlette. And this, I actually ran out of yarn before I finished it.
The tea is all
I know,
gone.
mine is all gone too. I actually ran out of yarn before I finished it because my gauge is always a little bit bigger, because I had plenty of yarn. I just didn't have enough, so I was 3 rows short. It's okay because I'm giving it to Davina, and when I blocked it, it's
And
perfect.
Davina's an itty bitty. You guys
Yeah.
saw how Davina looks next to me. I look like I'm a giant next to her.
This is how it turned out. Oh, I thought I got all I did get all the ends. Okay. I blocked it and everything, and this is how it turned out. Look how pretty that is. I mean, isn't that gorgeous?
It turned out very well.
I mean, I could wear it even with the lack, because I could have done one more row, but if I did the one more row, it would have been a straight row, and I wanted it to have the shells that it was supposed to end with. So it's really pretty. I like
And it'll
the
go
pattern.
well with Davina's hat.
It'll go well with the hat that she received from Marie. And Marie,
So
was
she has an
excited.
autism awareness set.
She has autism awareness.
But she can't have my bunny.
No, well, I might make her mitts with the other. This is so soft.
And I have extra, Mom, if you need more for the mitts, if you don't happen to have enough with your crochet and your gauge.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. So
So
that's this one. Do you have an FO?
I have none.
Okay, I have one more.
I finished 2 platypus pie last week. I think I'm...
You have to explain. Okay.
I am not one of those podcasters who every week has a finished object.
I don't either. I just have
She does a lot better than I do.
It depends on. It might
I
start with
blame the
that.
toys.
Oh, this is in my Fantific bag. It's the only bag that's not a Knitting's my bag, Ploverbird, Silver Shed, or Kickapoo bag that I really use a lot.
I know I couldn't quite get bear to get rid of my Funtific spindle bag.
Yeah. This,
even though I don't spindle anymore.
This is my shawl that I've been working on. This is what took up most of my time because I really wanted to get it finished. This is my Thoughts and Prayers shawl.
Did you write Karen's name down? Okay.
From the Bubbles Wrap pattern by Gina Lynette. I used a G-hook and the Flock Rizona's hand-painted sock yarn in the Faith colorway. And this one, again, I didn't have enough yarn to go as far as I wanted to. That's okay. It blew.
This thing grew.
This is fingering weight, and it grew. I mean, this is huge. I love these colors. And the lighting in here doesn't do it justice.
And we have good lighting today.
Yes.
I adjusted everything. Actually, you might have noticed between Davina's section and the main podcast, lighting changed because I adjusted things.
Look at how big this thing is. I mean, you can't even get it. Look at this thing. I mean, it's just huge. It's humongous. Kind of a summer weight kind of thing. Don't do that. It's not yours.
But it looks like...
I mean, you can literally kind of, like in the movies, you know?
Well, Mom, if you're really going to do it, you need to be like, not only this, but also...
Uh-huh.
See?
Give me that with your dirty hair.
I showered!
But anyway, it's a very, I mean, I don't know if you can get an idea.
Karen, there I go announcing whether or not I showered.
See? Yes.
You'll know what I'm talking about, Karen.
Karen knows exactly what we're
As
talking
does
about.
Kylie.
They're rolling their eyes. Yes. But this, I got this done in about 10 days. It's a very super fast, super easy, fun crochet. And when you decide to block it, it blooms with this kind of yarn. Because the other one I did is about the same size and worsted weight, but I didn't block it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's not worsted, it's sport.
Yeah. It's a good thing you didn't block it.
Yeah, that thing, because it's huge. It's
I try to avoid blocking things if I can at all possibly.
I had to kind of fudge the border a little bit with this as well because I had...
I think it turned out well.
I do. I had this much yarn left.
And I want to show people a close-up of the beautiness.
Be careful that you don't get it on anything.
I don't know. I want to make sure to make it all messy.
You can't see the teals and the blues too well. It's absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I wish I could see it better. It's so pretty.
No, it's not showing up
when
nearly.
Karen and Kylie were here yesterday,
we had to actually put the light,
we put the light on it, and they were absolutely amazed at how different it looked. It has kind of lighter purples, teals, and blues.
Yeah, you can't see it at all.
You can't
it's
see
gorgeous.
it. It's absolutely beautiful. In the sunlight or in direct light, it's just beautiful. I kept showing my husband, like, yeah, I get it. It changes. It's beautiful. I get excited about things, and it's a nice kind of summer, even spring or fall weight. It might not do as well during the winter. It's very light. But yeah, okay. So this is. I'll put the photo on the project page, but even the photos aren't going to do it the justice. You can see the edging here. It's a little different than the body of it.
We should call this podcast something to do with red. You're red. Red.
I have to do something with Valeria then, because she said we look good in red. She said I look good in red anyway, which means that you look good in red too.
Because we're the same person.
Because we're the same coloring. Okay, so that's that.
Okay, Tay. I do not have, and it turned out very well. I do not have any FOs. Do you have any other royalties?
I do, but I wanted to fold this up. I'm going to put this very gently over here at the moment. Okay.
I don't have any royalties.
Alright, I do have some more royalties. My husband bought me this. We were talking about it after seeing Denise from the Knitting Den. She had mentioned the selfie stick that she was using. I don't take selfies, but sometimes we want to do things like at fiber festivals or something and want to film or want to do something with a bunch of people and just do it like that. So he got me a selfie stick. Okay. And he got one for himself. Ty and I will share this one most likely for the podcast or whatever. And then I had ordered a while back. Marigold Jen had a sale. Her shop, I think, is closed at the moment, but this is a DK weight, and it's called...
And it's not closed. It's like...
No, it's not. It's Well, I think it was.
It's on hiatus for
I think it was for
a
Stop Night
festival.
Zombies or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So she should be open now.
She should be open now because they just finished the Zombie Apocalypse.
This is called Sidewalk Chalk. It's a DK weight.
It's even more beautiful than it was.
Isn't that gorgeous
on the screen?
Yeah, it didn't show as pretty on their picture. I mean, I bought this with the idea of making a hat, but I'm not sure. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, it's just, I love it. It's so pretty.
And it does make you think of Sidewalk Chalk.
It does, and I'm just trying to see here. Yeah, she gave me because I had a coupon for some money off, so it cost me hardly anything. It cost me less than $20, and it was just amazing because Marigold Jen has wonderful yarn, and it works up really pretty. I love her stuff, so I'm looking forward to using this if I can find the right pattern for it. That goes in there. And my last stash enhancement came in the mail. It's not something I ordered. I have a subscription to Crochet Magazine. I was a little disappointed with this. I
kind of stopped doing the magazines just because I don't find a lot anymore.
Well, to be frank, I get this not so much. I like the articles. Like, they have an article. I haven't read this yet, but how recycled textiles become new yarns. I think I want to read that. But I honestly get this more to get the digital, all the digital stuff. I don't like very many patterns in this one, so I can show you the ones I do like. I like this headband. That would look good in the headband too. That headband. I don't care for that. Don't care for that. Something about joining motifs, which might be interesting. They have some yoga socks in here, which I don't need. Let's see here.
There really was not a lot.
I like some of these sweaters, except the way it's open like that. You know, not always the most flattering for everybody. So I'm not overly enthused about that. That's kind of cute.
But of course, that was an ad.
Yeah, of course it was. I kind of like this sweater, but it's very open. It just seems that I don't know where they're going, some of the fashions. I don't know if it's because they're in between seasons. This is supposed to be for the fall. I don't like really open things that look like they have holes. This
was cute.
This is pretty. I wouldn't mind doing that. It looks like some kind of overlay.
I know George was designing something similar.
He did, and I have to do that.
It also makes me think of the Anne Boleyn from the Tudor Roses book. Not the Anne Boleyn. The Catherine Howard sweater pattern.
They need to do that in an adult, because that's adorable. But the most of the things I like the most will be back here in the back. Like I said, I was kind of disappointed. This hat, they didn't specify, but it looks like it's a kid's hat, which made me sad. I think it's an absolutely beautiful hat.
That's really why you bought
it. That's why I kind of got excited about this magazine. And I like this. This bedspread is beautiful. Look at the work on that. But for the most part, and I usually like this magazine a whole lot, it's just that this time around there wasn't a whole lot that it was interesting to me. The magazine's generally good, but this for autumn 2015, it didn't really do much for me. But I think that's what I have. Let me see if there's anything else for. I don't think there's anything else for. Yeah, I think that's it for that.
Okay, so design news. You guys know that there's a pattern in active designing phase. You saw the bag. This is the last day the proceeds of Franciscan Gypsy Design Patterns will be going to Autism Speaks. So some point over maybe either tonight or over next weekend, I'll be sending that money to Autism Speaks. Guys, we made, I think it was almost $100, or right at $100 to send to Autism Speaks. So thank you very much.
That's awesome.
And that's saying something since my patterns only cost about $3.
Yay.
So thank you so much. It's because of your support of Franciscan Gypsy Designs that I'll be able to send a nice, decent amount to Autism Speaks. Haven't heard back yet from Knitpicks about whether or not they're going to accept either the platypus or the new design that Karen knows what it is, but only. What are you looking at?
I can see the colors here, so I was wondering if they could see it.
No, they can't. The Karen and Kylie know, but they got a sneak.
I know.
And Mom knows, but that's only because they got a sneak peek because they're here.
Yeah.
Mrs.
Mrs. Helm knows.
Helm.
Lacey won.
I don't think she's seen it.
She hasn't seen the new one?
No, because I hadn't started it yet.
Oh, okay. My mistake.
I think I was still doing the platypus at that point.
Might have been.
So waiting to hear back from Nitpicks. That's all for patterns. Autobiography.
Okay, I did a little bit of writing, not much to speak of. I've been kind of on a crafting bug. I've been bitten kind of hard by the knitting, as opposed to even crocheting. I wrote less than 300 words. I've done a lot of talking to Talia about some writing, but
because I have the shared story and I am writing on it.
Yeah.
I generally write on it while I'm eating. Because I generally can't. I don't usually knit and eat at the same time.
It's kind of messy. I'm still reading Sherlock Holmes. I'm almost done with the book I'm on. I'm still reading St. Francis de Sales. I'm almost done with that. So I'm hoping that she finishes up Shannara pretty soon so we can get started on the next series.
Yeah, and I'm slowly making my way through Shannara. Usually Shannara is what I read before I go to bed. But every time we mess up my sleep schedule for something, like a celebration, I don't get as much reading done.
The other day I was talking about possibly celebrating your little award thing. She got nominated for some kind of award, and so we don't know if she won or not.
Yeah, they nominated 8 people in our hospital, in the outpatient centers, and something else in connected to our hospital. And 8 people got nominated. I had the picture taking today. And they'll be, I guess, picking whoever won. And they didn't tell us what we got nominated for. I will find out for sure when they put up our pictures. But I guess your director nominates you, and then people within the department vote for you. So it was a surprise to me. I found out by getting an email.
That's cool.
So it was kind of nice. But we'll see. There might be more celebrating. Which on one hand is a good thing, on the other hand kills me physically.
Well, Daddy was wondering about if you'd be able to do it or not, because it's a shorter weekend for you.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see, because in order to take the pictures today, she had to switch her schedule.
I wouldn't find out who wins anyway until my next long weekend. It's the 14th, where I have another 5 days. Right. So.
But the celebration he wanted to do this week.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, this is a short weekend for me. I only have 3 days off instead of 4.
Okay.
Because I work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week, because when you work night shift, your holiday is the night before the holiday. Was that all for your autobiography?
Yeah.
I had been watching Rawhide and Gunsmoke basically constantly as while I'm knitting crocheting. I've been catching up a little bit on podcasts, but I haven't been quite doing the marathon I could be doing to catch up. I'm way behind. What I have been doing is, I thought this is the same book that Dan from Baker Bears is reading, but it's not, even though he has read this book. We've been talking a little bit about this, and I need to respond to a message from him. But this is The 6 Wives of Henry VIII by Alison Weir. Excellent book. I find her to be quite even-handed.
Unbiased?
Unbiased, yes. I have made quite a dent in this book. And I know part of the ending is bibliography. That much of it at the end is bibliography. So they have some lovely pictures in here, which actually is what kind of sold me on buying the physical form, and I'll probably always get the physical form for books, which is saying something for me because I usually prefer Kindle. But I don't want to show a picture of Anne Boleyn because I don't care for her that much. Here, we'll show a picture of Catherine, who I'm quite fond of. And that is Catherine of Aragorn. Quite a lovely picture of her. I guess I should be even-handed, and here's Anne. I don't care for Anne.
Well, she came from an interesting family.
Well, her story is interesting, and I'm deep into Anne's stuff right now. So
She had lots of scope for imagination.
this is a very good book, very well written. I've been tearing through this. It's hard to put down. I haven't read through a book quite this quickly in a while. And I look forward to reading other books by this author. Very enjoyable. I think I want to next do her one on Mary Queen of Scots. Because she has a very, very interesting story that I already know a little bit about, so... But I also want to read about the War of the Roses.
That's a good time period.
So tough.
It's all Dan's fault.
It's all Dan's fault. So, and Dan, I agree with you. It's a shame we don't live closer. I'm sure we would trade books back and forth. But then I would...
Kay and I could go bake in the kitchen.
I think, Dan, you and I would have a problem insofar as I might not want to return your books. So it's probably better we're across the pond. I tend to be a bit jealous of my books.
No.
My precious. But, thoroughly enjoying this. It's all Dan's fault.
He can take the hit. He's a big guy.
Okay, that's all for me.
Okay. Thank yous. We've had, as we mentioned several times, Bella Sox and Marriott, who is Maria Wilhelmina. Bella Sox is Eileen. I think Eileen, right? Yes.
Yes, it's Aileen.
Aileen, yes. Who have donated to our prize stash. We are really super excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those prizes are going out for the autism awareness when that happens.
And I have had several mentions of prizes for the cardiac read-along.
Mm-hmm.
If I have not responded to you already, I do intend to. I went to bed a bit early yesterday so I could get up in time for the picture taking. So I did not have as much time as I normally do at night.
Right.
To respond to
and
messages.
I have responded to the people. I think I've responded to everybody who has contacted me with generous donations. I have maybe heard from one or two people, I think, and so we're thankful for that.
I know I'm also behind in the What's in Your Mug thread. It's been all I could do to keep up in the episode threads, and I've been doing a really good job with that.
I kind of said, I answered people who said to me directly, and then I kind of just cheated a little bit and said, yeah, hi everybody. I read them all, I just don't have a chance to answer them all, and I enjoy reading them. They make me happy. We want to thank Heidi, who is Nitty Girl from Undead Yarn, for mentioning us on both the Autism Awareness and the Cardiac Read-Along on her podcast. She is a co-host for the Autism Awareness, but she is not for cardiac, so we appreciate the mention for the cardiac.
Yes.
Want to thank Susie Cusey and let's see, Susie Cusey. I don't have the rest. Sissy Knitting Crochet, Crochet Knit, and Siva Papa, who had left comments on the YouTube. And I think it was Susie Cusey who was talking about Zeta Bumper Pull ladies.
Not us.
I don't know if Dan said something and then she heard something on our podcast that she thought we were Zeta Pupper Pulls. We're not. That's Denise from Knitting Den.
Yes.
She makes the Zeta Pupper Pills. We do talk about her a lot, but she does the Pupper Pills, and if you are interested in them, you can get them from Kickaboo Bags.
Do you have Denise?
I do.
Okay.
She makes those, so if you're interested in those, you can get them from the Kickaboo Bags. Who?
Although I know Denise is leaving for England pretty soon.
Yeah, I don't know if she has any in her shop now, but you can always PM her.
I think she has a couple.
She might. I know she had some bags.
Because I was stocking her shop because I wanted a large tote.
Yeah, she didn't have a large tote this time.
Yes, she and I are in conversation about that.
But so that's thank yous. We are very appreciative that you watch us and that you take the time to comment, because your comments make us happy. And sometimes if we're having a bad day, that can be something that really brightens us. So we appreciate that. Anything else? I think that's it. So next week we will do, we'll already do the drawing. We'll have it out for you. We'll be able to say who the winners are for Autism Awareness. We will start the Cardiac Read-Along tomorrow. And we look forward to spending time with you next week. If you would like to join us again, please do. And this is Pen, Hook, and Needles Podcast, episode 161. Oh, have a wonderful week.
Yes.
And that's a wrap.